Better future. What is that? What would you like to see in a better future, and how do we achieve that better future?
For our keynote delivery, a man who is our UNDP representative, please, ladies and gentlemen, allow us to warmly welcome Mr. Ayodele Odusola to come through and give us his perspective.
As we gather here today to really discuss what we call the Better Future Summit today, we have a unique opportunity to reflect on the considerable progress we've made so far and the kind of ambitious path ahead that we need to really walk through to really achieve what we call accelerated progress, not only on the Sustainable Development Goals, but also on the national, continental, and global development. It is on the basis of this that I just want to really acknowledge the role of Old Mutual in ensuring that this particular summit becomes a recurring phenomenon within the Zimbabwe landscape. And I believe with the support of other private organizations, with the support of government, with the support of the international development partners here in Zimbabwe, we can make this a success. And I want to really underscore the fact that one thing that is very interesting about the Sustainable Development Goals is that every goal, every 17 goal, as well as over 169 targets, there are business opportunities. Just take any of them. So it is a sustainability agenda that is designed for private sector sustainability as well, and for them to really thrive, to achieve the goal for which they know how best to handle profitability. From the beginning, I would like to really thank Old Mutual again for the outstanding initiative. And I want to reiterate that the United Nations remain committed to this partnership through adopting transformative UN 2.0 initiative, which we call the framework to design a better world. And I'm so happy that Old Mutual is now really driving the trail of sustainability in Zimbabwe. This collaborative approach is to address the pressing challenges facing the whole world. We all know that we are all yearning for the world without conflicts, a world with limited outrage of public health challenges, and a world with minimal impact of climate change. In this regard, it is really a good opportunity for us to have a partner in action like Old Mutual. It is noteworthy to give an example of how the kind of collaboration we've been having with Old Mutual in addressing the issue which Sam articulated very eloquently a few minutes ago. We are in a partnership to really work together to really promote blended financing in Zimbabwe. People have been talking about blended financing, but you can see the practicality of it here, where the Old Mutual, working with the governments and United Nations system in Zimbabwe, agreed to collectively mobilize 100 million, of which the United Nations system is de-risking the facility by putting $10 million on the table to ensure that we want to de-risk the investment opportunity in Zimbabwe, particularly. And I'm so happy that this public-private partnership is really gaining root and is showing the rest of the world the practicality of operationalizing public-private partnership, which I believe is really, really great to transform the development landscape in Zimbabwe. And I want to use this opportunity that all the private sector operators that are here today, I'm using this as a clarion call for all of you to join the trade that is being driven by Old Musha. In this regard, we want you to be a part of this public-private partnership that will help us to change of development financing in Zimbabwe. The role of the private sector is pivotal in this transformative narrative. Globally, businesses are increasingly adopting sustainable practices that align with the Sustainable Development Goals, setting new standards for corporate responsibility with community impacts. Private sector as the driver of sustainability agenda built on the triple bottom lines. With the SDG, the overarching objective of the private sector is not only profits anymore. It drives what we call economic performances, which is the traditional objective on profitability. The second one is driving social performances, which is driven on the people. And the third one is environmental performances, which is driven on the planet. So, profit, people, and the planet are the collective objective that the private sector is expected to drive, so that development responsibility does not lie on the government alone. There is no government anywhere in the world, including the most advanced countries as we speak today, that can drive development without the private sector. And in this regard, it makes me quite happy that what we did in between 2013 and 2015, when I was still the chief economist for UNDP for Africa, where we were working with all ambassadors all over the world, particularly the African ambassador to the United Nations system, to negotiate the Sustainable Development Goals. The first challenge we had, particularly in 2014, is, guys, stop talking about the private sector. But we made them realize that the development challenges of today is beyond the capacity of government. And the private sector has a very strong role to play in this regard. What we are seeing today is the result of the engagement of private sector in the sustainability agenda. And I want to say this is really a great opportunity for us in terms of shifting the frontier of development through PPP. I therefore encourage Old Musha and other industry leaders to collaborate with the organizations such as the Zimbabwe National Chambers of Commerce and the Confederation of Zimbabwe Industries to establish a local chapter of the United Nations Global Compact. This initiative will create a vital platform for business to adhere to the 10 principles guiding the responsible corporate conduct, steering us toward a future rooted in sustainability and inclusivity. And I'm saying this because I've been board members of the Global Compact across several countries, the last one being the one in South Africa. But it's really good for us to ensure that businesses do not only adhere to the triple bottom lines, profitability, people, and planet, but also be guided by the 10 principles of the Global Compact. They are divided under 4 pillars, 2 of them under human rights, 4 of them under labor protection, 3 of them under environmental protection, and the last one on anti-corruption. These are principles that help us to really effectively operationalize the ESG principles. at any level, at any country. As we move forward with these commitments, it is essential that we reinforce international cooperation by developing robust systems that mobilize domestic and private sector resources. We must close the SDG financing gap and ensure our efforts are inclusive and reflect the diverse needs within our communities. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is a great opportunity for us to leverage on this capacity we have in the room today, which might be difficult for us to bring together within the next few months. I envision a future where the public and private sectors, academic institutions, and civil society come together, igniting innovation and cultivating sustainable practices that deliver tangible benefits to our societies. Together, we can catalyze transformative change, creating a more equitable future for everyone. As we continue this path, we must harness and leverage the resources, strengths, and visions encompassed in the United Nations 2.0 initiative to transform our aspirations into meaningful action and a gathering of ideas. It united over 4,000 stakeholders, including heads of state and government officials, and representatives from the private sector, civil society, NGOs, and international organizations. Together, we embark on a transformative journey resulting in the Pact for the Future, designed to speed up the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals and revitalize the UN to better support countries to achieve prosperous, peaceful people and the planet. The summit reinforces the commitment of nations to the United Nations as its guiding principles, paving the way for significant international agreements on long-standing issues, from sustainable development financing to enhancing youth participation in governance. Every aspect of the pact includes actionable commitments that mirror the agenda we have today under the Better Future Summit. In the realm of sustainable development, the pact aims to invigorate the implementation of the 2030 Agenda, focusing explicitly on closing its sustainable development goal financing gaps, currently estimated to be $4.2 trillion annually, and enhancing commitment to official development assistance, ODA, including commitment of a 0.7 GNI by advanced countries. In 1973, all the advanced countries agreed to put a 0.7 of their gross national income to supporting official development assistance across all developing countries in the world. And also, they are committed to addressing climate change, conflicts, and public health challenges as global public goals. We're still using this opportunity to call on all international development organizations and advanced countries to make this commitment so that developing countries will be able to really address the shackles of development and the ravaging impact of global public and the global challenges that we're all facing, including the climate change. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored this morning to share the insights into your proactive start toward better future talks, which will build upon the recent Summit of the Future. These discussions will further inform our commitment to expedite implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals in Zimbabwe and to revitalize the United Nations under the UN 2.0 initiative, a framework designed to provide innovative support to member states as they pursue sustainable development at the country level. Our success will hinge on our ability to translate agreements into actionable results. I always mention to my friends and partners that if meetings and workshops and seminars are indicators of development, all African countries will have developed to the paradise level by now. It shows there is a missing link. We need to walk the talk of any decision that is arrived at. And I'm using this as a point of contact to what Sam said earlier on, that we need to decide on one or two things that will help us to really move the action forward. We need more of actions than talking. The world is currently off track in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. However, it is not too late for us to recalibrate our trajectory. If we collectively rethink, refocus, and recharge our efforts, we can realign ourselves within our aspirations. The concept of the UN 2.0 initiative embodies the Secretary General's vision for a revitalized United Nations, one that is versatile, equipped with modern skills, tailored for the 21st century, enhancing our support for prosperity and peaceful people and the planet. And I'm so happy about the better future that the old Busher is really helping us to drive in Zimbabwe. When we talk about better future, we're talking about enhancing the 5 Ps of the Sustainable Development Goals. We're talking about how do we promote people's dignity. That's the first one. The second one is how do we promote what we call shared prosperity. And the third one is how can we contribute to peaceful society. The fourth is how can we enhance the quality of our planet. And the fifth one is about partnership, collective partnership. It has given you a narrative and a story of collective responsibilities to get better results. And I believe that is the underlying principle behind sustainable partnership. And I want to underscore the fact that the better future is how do we promote these 5 Ps along the development trajectory. Our aim is to realize this vision through the quintet of change, which integrates innovation, data, digital capabilities, foresight, and behavioral sciences. This approach will foster a more agile, diverse, responsible, and impactful UI. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to share with you the quintet of cutting-edge skills and capabilities that will be instrumental in guiding the UN's revival's efforts. The first one is on data. Enhancing our data skills and culture is crucial. We intend to improve our ability to collect, process, and utilize data from diverse sources, transforming raw information into actionable insights that inform smart decision-making. Number 2, it's about digital capabilities. By embracing digital advancement, we will integrate technology seamlessly into our operations, whether in the public sector, private sector, civil society organization, in development partners, and at community levels. This is really very important. This integration will enable us to utilize digital tools and platforms more effectively, leading to improved efficiency, enhanced collaboration, and amplified impact. Number 3, innovation. Fostering a culture of innovation that prioritizes some kind of transformation that involves creating environments that encourage creativity, risk-taking, and continuous learning. Number 4 is about foresight. Developing foresight will empower us to recognize emerging trends, anticipate changes, and adopt proactive strategies. This long-term thinking and strategic planning will prepare us to navigate an ever evolving landscape. And finally, behavioral science is something that we need to really manage very well. Human beings are not like laboratories. They are very dynamic in their attitudes, in their culture, in their behavior. The ability to manage this, to harness growth and development is really very important. In this regard, cultivating skills in behavioral science equips us to apply insight into human behavior to devise evidence-based strategies that drive positive change in our societies. Understanding the intricacies of human action is essential for effecting meaningful transformation at the community level. Together, this element will serve as a guiding framework on our journey towards creating a better, brighter, and more equitable future for all. A future where shared prosperity drives peaceful societies, promotes people's dignity, and enhances planetary quality. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I use this opportunity to once again call you to join the train built by all bushras to really accelerate the development trajectory in Zimbabwe and to collectively achieve results for sustainability agenda. I thank you all.